We often find ourselves caught in the intricate web of modern romance, meticulously dissecting every digital interaction, every fleeting message. We're taught, almost subconsciously, that true affection manifests in an incessant stream of communication, a relentless pursuit of presence in the digital realm. The prevailing narrative suggests that a man deeply in love will inundate your inbox with affirmations, ensuring his constant visibility, his unwavering availability, as if his devotion could be quantified by the frequency of his pings. This common belief paints a picture where the depth of his feeling is measured by the sheer volume of his words, by the immediacy of his replies, creating an expectation that a genuine connection is synonymous with an unending digital tether. A constant reassurance that you are always on his mind, always within his reach, never out of sight, never out of thought. It's a comforting, albeit often misleading illusion of constant engagement that has permeated our collective understanding of love, particularly in the realm of romantic partnerships. Yet what if this pervasive understanding, this very cornerstone of our romantic expectations, fundamentally misunderstands the profound nature of true devotion? What if the incessant digital chatter, the relentless need for immediate gratification in communication, actually obscures a deeper, far more significant truth about the essence of genuine love? Is it possible that the relentless pursuit of constant digital connection, the ceaseless exchange of superficial pleasantries and emojis, inadvertently detracts from the quiet, profound, and often unseen currents that define a truly meaningful bond? Could the very act of demanding perpetual presence through screens, rather than fostering intimacy, inadvertently stifle the growth of something far more substantial? Something that thrives not on constant external validation, but on an internal, unshakable knowing. This question challenges the very foundations of how we perceive romantic love in the digital age, inviting us to reconsider what true affection truly entails beyond the fleeting glow of a smartphone screen. Consider for a moment the quietude that often precedes profound revelation, the spaciousness required for true understanding to unfold. Is it not in moments of unburdened stillness that clarity often emerges, that authentic connection finds its deepest roots, unencumbered by the clamor of external demands? The notion that love necessitates perpetual digital vigilance, an unyielding stream of contact, might paradoxically diminish the very depth it purports to celebrate, reducing profound human connection to a series of transactional exchanges. This constant demand for communication can create a superficial dependency, a fragile scaffolding built on the illusion of constant connection rather than the robust, self-sustaining foundation of intrinsic understanding and trust. It prompts us to delve deeper, to question whether our modern interpretations of love truly align with its timeless, more enigmatic nature, or if we have inadvertently traded genuine depth for the fleeting comfort of immediate, albeit often shallow, digital reassurance. This pervasive misconception that the hallmark of a man's love is his constant digital presence neglects a crucial aspect of human psychological development and the natural ebbs and flows of genuine intimacy. It fosters a dependency on external validation, a continuous search for affirmation in the glowing pixels of a screen, rather than cultivating a robust sense of self-worth and inherent security within the relationship. This external focus often prevents individuals from tapping into their own inner reservoirs of peace and assurance, creating an unceasing need for reassurance that can subtly undermine the very foundation of trust and autonomy that true love quietly builds. The absence of this understanding can lead to unnecessary anxiety, misinterpretations, and a persistent feeling of inadequacy, perpetuating a cycle where genuine emotional security remains elusive, constantly tethered to the perceived attentiveness of another, rather than blossoming from an internal wellspring. So, if it's not the constant deluge of texts, the instant replies, or the ubiquitous digital presence, what does true love look like in the silent language of a man's messages? How do we discern the genuine currents of profound affection when they flow beneath the surface, when they manifest in ways that defy our conventional, often superficial, expectations of communication? This inquiry leads us away from the easily quantifiable metrics of digital interaction and towards a more nuanced, psychologically resonant understanding of devotion. It compels us to seek the subtle cues, the deeper rhythms, and the profound, often unspoken affirmations that truly signify a man's authentic love, revealing a different kind of message entirely. Prepare to challenge your preconceived notions, for the truth about a man's deepest affection often reveals itself in unexpected, profoundly silent, and remarkably powerful ways. When a man truly loves, his messages are not necessarily a constant stream of words, but rather the creation of a sacred space, a cocoon woven from trust and understanding, within which the beloved can unfurl her truest self. This isn't an absence of communication, but a presence of profound reverence for her individual journey, an implicit understanding that her growth and self-discovery are paramount. It is an acknowledgement that true intimacy flourishes not in perpetual oversight, but in the spaciousness afforded for independent being, for the exploration of one's own depths without the constant need for external validation or reassurance. This profound act of creating internal sanctuary is a far more eloquent testament to his devotion than any flurry of fleeting words, for it speaks to a deep respect for her autonomy and her inherent completeness, fostering an environment where she feels safe to simply be, without performative expectations. Carl Jung, with his profound insights into the human psyche, might suggest that a man's authentic love for a woman mirrors his respect for her individuation process. He would posit that true affection involves an honoring of her journey towards psychological wholeness, rather than an attempt to merge or control her path. According to Jung, the projection of a man's anima, his inner feminine, onto a woman can lead to an attempt to shape her into his ideal, suffocating her true essence. However, when his love is mature and integrated, he sees her not as an extension of his own needs or projections, but as a sovereign individual, a unique self in her own right, engaged in her own sacred task of becoming. His messages, therefore, become silent affirmations of this autonomy, not demanding her presence, but cherishing her evolving absence, understanding that her solo journey is a vital part of her unfolding, a necessary solitude for her soul to breathe and expand. This love manifests as a quiet, unwavering light, a beacon that implicitly guides her back to herself when she feels lost, rather than a demanding siren pulling her towards him. It's the light of implicit trust, the silent whisper that reminds her of her own inherent strength and wisdom, allowing her the freedom to navigate her own shadows and emerge into her own radiance. Consider it akin to a gardener who understands that a plant needs both sunlight and the quiet darkness of the soil to truly flourish. He provides the necessary conditions, but refrains from constantly pulling at its leaves, trusting in its intrinsic capacity for growth. The messages he sends are not overt commands or incessant inquiries, but subtle cues of unwavering support, an invisible scaffolding that empowers her to build her own internal sanctuary, to cultivate her own garden, ensuring she never feels like an extension of his world, but the vibrant, self-sustaining center of her own. The duality at play here is stark and essential. It is not an absence of care, but a presence of profound confidence. It's the subtle difference between anxiously clinging to the ephemeral smoke of constant communication and holding the steady flame of unwavering belief in her independent spirit. This isn't about him being unreachable or aloof. It's about him being so secure in his affection and so respectful of her intrinsic worth that he understands true connection transcends the need for perpetual digital presence. He trusts her to navigate her own world, confident that the invisible thread connecting them is far more robust than any visible string of messages. This truth stands in stark contrast to the modern narrative of perpetual contact, revealing a far more mature, enduring, and ultimately liberating form of love that grants freedom within connection, rather than demanding subservience to a constant digital tether, thereby fostering genuine autonomy. Consider the sensation of being truly seen, truly understood, not through a barrage of words, but through an encompassing sense of acceptance and quiet encouragement. It is the feeling of spaciousness, of being given room to breathe, to explore, to even momentarily disconnect without the nagging fear of abandonment or perceived neglect. This love offers a silent reassurance that transcends the need for constant verbal affirmation. It's a deep, visceral knowing that you are held, even in silence, even in absence. It's the unstated permission to be fully yourself, with all your complexities and contradictions, without the pressure to perform or constantly reassure. This profound quietude is, paradoxically, the loudest message a man can send when he truly loves, a testament to his belief in your inherent strength, your capacity for self-reliance, and the unshakable foundation of a bond that thrives beyond the superficial noise of everyday communication, rooted deeply in mutual respect and an understanding of each other's internal worlds. Embracing this profound, often silent truth about love can be a deeply disorienting experience, particularly in a world saturated with external validation and the ubiquitous pressure for constant connection. The initial absence of incessant messaging, which is, in fact, a testament to deep trust, can feel unsettling, even alarming, to someone accustomed to the traditional metrics of affection. This departure from conventional romantic narratives often leaves one grappling with a profound sense of loneliness, an almost existential void where a constant stream of digital reassurance once existed. It is akin to stepping into a vast, silent landscape after living in a bustling city. The quietude, though ultimately liberating, can initially feel like an alien and isolating experience, prompting introspection that might be both daunting and profoundly necessary. This period of adjustment, this grappling with a love that expresses itself in spaciousness rather than perpetual presence, can trigger profound anxiety and self-doubt. The mind, conditioned by societal expectations, may begin to question the authenticity of the connection, interpreting silence not as trust, but as indifference or neglect. This internal turmoil can manifest as a deep sense of anguish, a gnawing uncertainty that leaves one feeling adrift and misunderstood, alienated from the very paradigms of love that society so readily champions. It is a lonely path, this journey of reevaluation, as the conventional comfort of constant external validation slowly erodes, forcing in confrontation with one's own vulnerabilities and a redefinition of what truly constitutes a secure and meaningful bond, often without external guidance or immediate reassurance, leaving one feeling profoundly out of step with prevailing social norms and expectations. Carl Jung might refer to this challenging phase as an encounter with the shadow, where one confronts deeply ingrained insecurities and societal conditioning regarding love and validation. This is a crucial, albeit uncomfortable, step in the process of individuation, the journey towards becoming a psychologically whole and unique individual. The discomfort experienced is not a sign that the love is absent, but rather that a powerful internal transformation is underway. It is a necessary shedding of external dependencies, a dismantling of superficial assurances, which prepares the ground for a more robust, internally sourced sense of worth. This process compels one to look inward, to find solace and strength not in the external world of constant communication, but in the deeper, often unacknowledged currents of one's own psyche, where true and lasting security can finally take root and flourish. This challenging internal process, marked by moments of profound doubt and disquiet, is a universal human experience, a rite of passage for those seeking deeper authenticity in their relationships. You are not alone in feeling this unsettling shift, this internal tremor as the old paradigms crumble. Many navigate this terrain, grappling with the discomfort of redefined expectations, the quiet apprehension that arises when the familiar reassurances are deliberately withdrawn, not out of malice, but out of a profound respect for personal space and growth. It is a shared journey into the unknown, a collective confrontation with the often unspoken anxieties that lie beneath the surface of our hyper-connected lives, and the courageous embrace of a more mature, less externally reliant form of connection. Understanding this shared struggle can offer a powerful sense of solidarity, transforming isolation into a shared path toward deeper understanding. The true gift of this challenging phase lies in its capacity to forge resilience and cultivate an unshakable inner compass. By enduring the initial discomfort, by questioning the conventional, one begins to detach from the external narrative of constant communication and slowly cultivates a profound, internally sourced sense of security. This transition, though arduous, is ultimately liberatory, shifting the locus of control from external validation to an intrinsic knowing. The anguish of the transition becomes the very crucible in which a more authentic, self-reliant individual is forged. An individual capable of standing firm in their own truth, independent of external affirmation, embracing a love that fosters autonomy, rather than demanding constant reassurance or sacrificing self for the sake of perpetual digital proximity. Out of this crucible of discomfort and questioning emerges a profound and deeply transformative truth. The realization that true love, in its most mature form, is not about filling an emptiness within you, but about illuminating the wholeness that already resides there. The perceived absence of constant messages, once a source of anxiety, reveals itself as a sacred invitation to cultivate a powerful, self-sufficient inner world. This shift in perspective is nothing short of revolutionary, dismantling the old narratives of need and dependency and replacing them with a robust sense of innate completeness. It's an empowering recognition that your worth is not tethered to external validation, nor does your happiness hinge upon another's constant digital presence, but rather blossoms from the rich, fertile ground of your own intrinsic value, leading to a profound sense of inner peace and self-assurance. This profound transformation culminates in an unshakable sense of self-possession, a deeply rooted autonomy that transcends the need for external affirmation. When a woman truly understands that a man's silent messages are in fact a testament to his profound trust in her journey, she ceases to seek reassurance in the outward gestures of others. She internalizes her worth, becoming the ultimate arbiter of her own completeness. This journey is the ultimate act of self-love, a powerful reclamation of personal agency that redefines her relationship not only with others, but most importantly, with herself. She no longer looks outside for what can only be found within, developing an internal compass that guides her with unwavering certainty, regardless of external circumstances or the presence or absence of others. The woman who embraces this truth, who internalizes her own power and finds solace in her own presence, becomes, in essence, dangerous. Not in a threatening way, but in a profoundly liberated one. She becomes whole, and therefore unassailable, impervious to the superficial games of external validation. Her strength lies in her self-sufficiency, in her understanding that her worth is inherent and not contingent upon anyone else's perception or actions. This inner fortress of self-respect makes her a force to be reckoned with, a beacon of autonomy who inspires others to embark on their own journeys of self-discovery. Her presence becomes a quiet testament to the immense power of internal validation, showing that true empowerment stems from an unshakable belief in one's own inherent completeness, rather than a frantic search for external approval. This shift marks the culmination of the individuation process, a profound psychological maturation, where the individual integrates their internal world, becoming more aligned with their authentic self. The discomfort of the initial transition recedes, replaced by an expansive feeling of freedom and an intrinsic sense of purpose. She understands that true love from another is not about possession or constant attention, but about mutual respect, shared growth, and the quiet joy of two whole beings choosing to walk alongside each other, each fully anchored in their own truth. This is the ultimate liberation from the chains of external expectation, a soaring into the boundless realm of self-acceptance and unwavering inner peace, where connection flourishes in the space of true autonomy. Thus, the messages a man truly in love sends are not verbose declarations, but profound affirmations of your inherent strength, your capacity for growth, and your complete autonomy. They are the silent spaces, the unspoken trust, the unwavering belief in your journey to wholeness. This is the profound message. You are not incomplete without him. You're becoming more fully yourself because he respects the space for your becoming. This understanding is not just about deciphering romantic signals. It is about reclaiming your power, about understanding that the deepest love empowers you to be gloriously, unreservedly, and utterly yourself, completely devoid of the need for constant external validation, anchored in the unwavering certainty of your own intrinsic worth. Have you ever found yourself searching for meaning in the silence, mistaking it for absence rather than a profound presence? Does the idea of a love that grants spaciousness instead of demanding constant digital connection resonate deeply within your own experiences, perhaps challenging long-held beliefs about what true affection truly entails? This journey into understanding the subtle yet powerful language of authentic love invites us all to pause and reflect on our own relationships, both with others and, crucially, with ourselves. What if the loudest messages are, in fact, the quietest ones? The ones that speak not of constant presence, but of profound trust and unwavering belief in your inherent strength and completeness, beckoning you to truly see the unspoken affirmations? If this exploration has stirred something within you, if it has offered a fresh perspective on the intricate dance of human connection, we encourage you to share your thoughts and experiences. Your voice is an invaluable part of this ongoing conversation, contributing to a collective understanding of love that transcends superficiality and delves into the true depths of human psychology. We invite you to share this video with anyone who might benefit from this message, helping to spread a narrative of love that champions autonomy and inner strength over dependency and constant digital tethering, creating a ripple effect of self-awareness and empowered connection in the lives of those around you, fostering a more profound sense of interconnectedness. Your insights, your questions, and your personal stories are what enrich this community, making it a vibrant space for genuine reflection and growth. Please take a moment to leave your comments below, sharing how these ideas resonate with your own journey, or perhaps challenging them in a thoughtful and constructive manner. We believe that true understanding blossoms through open dialogue and the courage to question long-held assumptions about relationships. Your perspective is not just welcome, it is an essential thread in the tapestry of shared wisdom we are collectively weaving, building a collective insight into human relationships. To ensure you don't miss out on future explorations into the profound intricacies of the human heart and mind, we warmly invite you to subscribe to our channel. By joining our growing community, you'll gain access to more content designed to challenge conventional wisdom, inspire deeper introspection, and empower you on your own unique path of self-discovery and relational growth. Hit that subscribe button and the notification bell, and become a part of a community dedicated to uncovering the deeper truths about love, connection, and the remarkable journey of becoming truly, authentically yourself, embracing a journey of continuous learning and profound personal development. Remember, you are not alone in seeking a deeper, more authentic connection. You are not lost or misunderstood for feeling the tremors of this profound shift in understanding. On the contrary, you are awakening. You are stepping into a more expansive, more authentic version of yourself, embracing a love that respects your wholeness and champions your journey of individuation. Embrace the quiet messages, trust the unspoken affirmations, and stand firm in your magnificent evolving truth. For the deepest love cultivates not dependence, but an unwavering and magnificent autonomy, leading you to an inner sanctuary of peace.